What's up, everybody? Getting started here. We're going to give away some badass stuff. I want to give a quick thank you to the sponsors, Riton Optics, Kenzies Optics, Taurus USA, and, of course, Crossbreed Holsters. Big thank you to all of them. We get an action-packed episode tonight. A lot of fun. We're going to get into a couple things. We're going to give some stuff away. We're going to definitely give some stuff away. So I'm excited about that. We are going to get started right away with a giveaway. So I hope everybody's kind of buckled up. I am going to type it up. I want to give a big thank you to all the folks that liked, shared, and replied. Please like, share, and reply, and share the YouTube, iTunes, leave a review, and, of course, Podbean if you don't have iTunes. I appreciate everybody's time. Hopefully everybody's ready to chime in. We're going to give away a really cool prize. I'm typing it up now. And tag. So, we had an awesome episode yesterday. So we're going to get into it. Semi-Auto Kid, please share this. Please post it out there. We are going to give away a Condition 1 case. And you just heard a whole box of Mission First Tactical magazines fall over. So, I have a bunch of these. Someone's going to get a pack of 3. A few people are going to get a pack of 3. You are subject to your own state rules. So, we got into the Jussie Smollett thing. We're going to get into that. We're going to recap that for a minute. We're going to talk about that. We're giving away all kinds of prizes tonight. So head over to Condition 1. But I need you to share, tap the paper airplane and share the Instagram feed. If you get a chance, head over to YouTube. Please head over to YouTube briefly and like, share, reply, comment, tag. And we're going to get this rolling. I'm going to get into a few things that you guys want to get into. I got some messages. And comment and tag on my last post. And let me see if I have to put a fresh post up. And we'll get this thing rolling. If I have to, I will. We'll get this thing kind of boogieing. So, a lot of stuff to cover. Okay? A lot of stuff to cover. We got into the Jussie Smollett thing, and I'm going to be checking the pages while we do the giveaway. So Condition 1, so everybody knows, is right here. They make some badass cases. We're going to give away a case. Semi-Auto Kid, if you want to type it up, or if you want to send me, if you want to type it up, I'll pin it, what we're giving away. We're going to give away a case. And I'll pin it. But you got to be in the live. So, here we go. I want to thank everybody for participating in that debate. And we're going to get into some of what's gone on since then. But in the meantime, I want to kind of go over what we recapped. So apparently, there was this story that broke about the Jussie Smollett thing being a hoax. And I don't want to dive over that again, but we got into it last night. More coming up. So what's come out since is that he may actually face charges. So we were talking about this last night, and there was some doubt about him facing charges, but they might actually hit him with the charges. And some of the charges they're considering are the falsification of the police report. And, of course, there could be some conspiracy. So that's kind of interesting. So maybe they will take it a little bit further. So, and Semi-Auto Kid, if you type it up, that we're giving away a Condition 1 case, to head over there, comment and tag and all that, I'll pin it below. You know, put the rules. and comment and tag on my last post. So what they're saying now, okay, is that he could get hit with it being a hoax and him having filed a false police report. I don't know if he'll get time. They may pull him in a room. They may say, hey, tell us what you know. I don't know. But I gave my theory, and I want to get other people's theory. I gave my theory. And my theory was that a lot of this was done not necessarily for a political end, but more so for him to kind of stage out or fake out some level of a attention seeking or career attention seeking act. And I think this is a growing trend. I think it's a growing trend because of the byproduct of social media. I think it's a growing trend in society. I think you see more and more of it. I don't think it's the end of it. I think these types of publicity stunts, and that's what they are, cause these things. So please take a minute to tap the paper airplane and share. And put that in the type up semi-autocad if you can. And I'll pin it. Share this live. And if you get a chance, head over to YouTube. And comment. But a lot of people had stuff to add on the Jussie Smollett thing. And a lot of people chimed in. And we went on and on and on for about an hour and a half. And it was a good debate. I thought it was a really good episode. So there's a lot there. But if you want a chance to win a Condition 1 case, hard case, like Pelican, Condition 1 hard case, please take a minute to follow the rules below and head over to Condition 1 and tell them I sent you. And comment and tag. You hear that, Mark? And we'll give away a case. But I'm not going to give it away until we get about 15 or 20 people in here. I just won't. I'll keep the thing. So share it, put it out there, all of it. So I don't know if anyone has any opinions, and if you get a chance, head over to YouTube. It's interesting. All right, if you typed it up, let me see. Yeah, and send out invites. So it's pretty interesting to me that this would be kind of this growing, glowing trend, and that this stuff would go on. And I don't think it's that far-fetched. So we'll see. I do want to get into the topic of kind of the day, which is, why people would do this, or what would provoke them to do this, or what the motivator was, and what would make him think that that was okay. I don't know. I don't know. You just got here. We're giving away a case. We're giving away a Condition 1 case, Knox. I need you to invite people in. We're going to give away a case. So I need everybody to take a moment and share on YouTube and share this out as much as you can. Those of you that do, it's super helpful. Invite people in and leave the reviews. Anyone want to recap or have any questions about the Jussie Smollett thing, please don't hesitate to chime in. But I do think it's a sign of the times. And I believe it was Cardi B that came out and she said, well, I still can't believe the Chicago police. There's not a lot to believe. It's pretty straightforward at this point. Pretty straightforward. Pretty normal. So I hope everybody understands kind of where these celebrities and political people go wrong. I do want to get into a little bit of the gun debate that's going on. Kind of, we build a wall, we lose our guns, blah, 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 blah. And we're giving away a case from Condition 1. Where do we begin? Let's kind of change gears for a second and talk about this Nancy Pelosi thing. We'll touch on that. So apparently Nancy Pelosi is saying that she believes firearms are a huge thing. Surprise. Shocker. And that she's going to attempt to declare her own deal with firearms if she gets her wall. And there's a lot of people weighing in on this and all that. I'm not going to get into it too deep because I try not to make this too much of a political show. But she's also in a position where she has to do something to appear that she's winning. So she's trying to set a precedent the same way the president is. And that's kind of where she's at. She's trying to put something in place that doesn't make her look weak, doesn't make her look poor in front of her leadership, and so on and so forth. So, yeah. So what's going on is, here's the deal. She came out and made a statement. She said, "Why don't you declare a national emergency?" She said, "I wish you would." Pelosi during a press conference Thursday, noting that this is the one-year anniversary of high school shootings in Parkland, Florida, that killed 17 students. Democrats want to try to block Trump's national declaration for an emergency in court, and they may try to propose a resolution to stop him. They're not going to. But she's threatening that she may declare a national emergency on guns. That could be a distinct possibility. I don't know. Maybe, but I don't know. I don't know enough about it. People were DMing me and trying to reach out to me. I just don't know where her head's at and what she would be capable of doing, how she would go after it, and what her thought process is. I don't know. But we'll see. She's made a couple of statements on gun control and kind of where she wants that debate to go. I don't have the answer. She's supposedly trying to introduce bills and trying to get support behind stuff. And she keeps coming out saying she wants to expand background checks. We'll see. She's been going after our guns for years. She wants it to be like the UK. I think she just doesn't want to look weak, and guns are the easy target. She's playing who can throw the bigger stone. I think that's probably true. So she wants to declare some level of a gun emergency, or she wants to have some type of trivial debate. I don't think it'll get there. Knox says, "I don't think she can. I think their point is they would have the next Democratic president declare a gun emergency." I can see that. Where I can't see that is they would have to repeal the Second Amendment to make that possible. That's where it gets sticky. And that's where it gets tricky. So, in honor of that, I'm going to give away some 30-round magazines, and I'm going to give away a gun case. And I'm asking for your support tonight to do that. Who's with me? I'm going to give away 30-round magazines, and I'm going to give away a gun case. I want to know who's with me. Who wants to share this? Who wants to push this out there? Who's with me? I say we do it. I'm going to put a post up, and I'm asking everybody to share this, to push this out there. Semi-Auto Kid got a post up. He's posting up on Condition 1, commenting. This is the post. Go there, comment and tag and thank them. Tap the paper airplane on the bottom right and tap hearts. Because I'm going to give away, I got a box of 30-round mags. I got a box here on the floor. I'm going to show you guys. And we're going to give them all away. So who's with me? Need some help. I can't do it on my own, and I'm not going to do it if 5 people are going to comment. And 5 people are going to be in here. So we're going to have to do a little better. So here we go. We'll get into all these debates, everything. But I need somebody definitely to participate. So let's see what we can do here. Let's see. See if I can put a post up. I'm going to put a post up fast. I'm giving them away. So all you guys in here, I'm going to give them away. I'll put them in the mail tomorrow myself. So hopefully everybody understands kind of where I'm coming from. Wild Country Tactical, what's going on? Let's go. Let's see. So, we're going to take a minute. What's up, 3%ers? Wild Country Tactical, what's going on? Hopefully you figure that out, Wild Country. I appreciate talking to you earlier. That was great. I appreciate it. So, anybody want to tell me? Nubby here. Anybody want to tell me what exactly they think, or where they see the Jussie Smollett thing going, and what their thoughts are? And we'll get into that. In the meantime, I'm setting up the post, and I'm going to get this all ironed out. Send out the invites. I'm giving you guys time to get it rocking and rolling. About to cut a thumb and 2 fingers off yesterday working. Oh my God. Don't do that. Don't do that. So we've covered a lot of stuff in the last few weeks. I'm putting this post up. Forget to tune in now. You want to see accountability. I think we all do. And I think accountability will come. I think it will come. It's just going to take time. And I think that this is just a growing trend. And I don't think it's something that's going to stop. I think as long as you have the ability, that's the other thing that's come up. I'm glad you brought that up, 3%ers. There's a letter that was sent, and now they're starting to uncover that he may be behind the letter. And if that's the case, there's your conspiracy. You know, there's no way a guy walks with a noose around his neck You'll see Harris go down. Oh, yep. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting how it plays out. It's going to be very interesting how it all goes. We'll see. We'll see. We're going to see how this plays out. Oh, there's way too many connections. That's a given. That's a given. Would I pick a Glock 43 or a 43X? I like the 43, but there's nothing wrong with the 43X. You're kind of splitting hairs there. Not much of a difference. I don't know if there's ties to Harris, Booker, and Obama in terms of them being involved. I can't imagine they would be that dumb. I don't imagine they would be that dumb. That would be a tough one for me. So I'm not entirely sure that would be something they would be so stupid to get involved with. But stranger things have happened. So, stranger things have happened. We'll see. So, we'll see how it goes. So, I'm putting the post up, guys. I'm going to pick the winner from my post or condition 1. And we're going to go from there. There's a small difference between the Glock 43 and the 43X. And to all you guys in here, I'm going to pick winners for the magazines. I got a pile of these things. Bravo Concealment sent you. Beautiful. I love you guys at Bravo Concealment. Awesome talk today. I'd love to work for that guy. That guy's a visionary. He's awesome. That guy's a visionary. There's a guy who gets it. He totally gets it. He understands marketing. He understands product development. He understands brand identity. And Renee totally gets it. And we've worked together in the past. He alluded to that. Sometimes I'm pretty quiet about some of the clients I work with. But we've worked together in the past. He just totally sponges. And he gets it. And sponges in a good way. So, I put a post up. Comment and tag. And under my last post, comment and tag. Semi-auto, can you type it up so I can pin it here? The rules. My last post and condition 1's last post. Comment and tag. Do that. So, to put a kind of a little bit of a parameter on this, and we're going to get to giving away the 30-round mags. The Jussie Smollett thing, to me, is a huge snapshot of where we are somewhat as a society. And the craving and the willingness that people will do to get ahead, to get attention, to get whatever it is that they feel they're owed. Okay? That's my belief. That's what I think. I feel like it's a sign of the times. I feel like there's a kind of a deeper issue. And I think it's a real problem. I think it's a real problem. And I think it's going to continue. I don't think it's stopping anytime soon. I think it's going to keep happening. And it's too bad. I know everybody's going to have a different opinion. And I know everybody's going to, say, oh, you got to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. At what point does he start to lose the benefit of the doubt? That's the big thing. That's the big thing. At what point? Thanks, Semi-auto. At what point does he start to lose the benefit of the doubt? When does that happen? Some would say it's gone now. I think people should be given the benefit of the doubt. Absolutely. Just like his attackers were given the benefit of the doubt. But at some point that starts to kind of go by the wayside. And that's kind of where I wanted to take this tonight. So at some point, you have to kind of turn the page on him. What the consequence is going to be, how it'll all play out, what his fallout is going to be in all this, time will tell. Yeah, it's not looking good, Mark. It's not looking good. It's definitely not looking good. I've updated YouTube. So we are live on YouTube. I think there's something there. Yeah, head over, comment, and tag on the new post. And we're going to start to give away the magazines. If you head over to YouTube and you share the YouTube onto your Facebook and tag me on Facebook, share the YouTube onto your Facebook, tag me on the Facebook. I'll give you a 3-pack of Mission First magazines. The next 3 people. The next 3 people. So there we go. Boom. So as far as Nancy Pelosi goes, and everything in between, she's got to look strong in front of her party. She's got to do what she's got to do. She's got to try to win that debate. She's not going to. It'll be a failed opportunity, but she has to try. She has to try. She's going to have to try. So she's trying to look strong. She's going to do that. That's going to continue. It is what it is. Can't get too mad at her. She's trying. It's going to be what it's going to be. It's going to be what it's going to be, guys. It's going to be what it'll be. I don't know where it'll go with her. They have to figure out their 2020 platform, and without getting too hot and heavy into the politics of it all, it's just going to be where it'll be. So we'll leave it there with her until we have more. But we're going to give away this case from Condition 1 as soon as I get 20 people in here. We'll give it away. Head over to YouTube, tap thumbs up. If you share the YouTube into your Facebook and tag me, the first 3 people that do it are going to get 3 mags from Mission First Tactical. 3 mags from Mission First Tactical. And we'll take care of that. Aside from that, I think one thing, Mark Rigdon, winner. Mark Rigdon. So, I'll get with you later, Mark. So a few things came up. A bunch of people have asked me, and I'm going to get to questions. A bunch of people have asked me, kind of where the debate will go from here, or where it'll go from here with that stuff. As far as celebrities staging out these types of acts. And people have brought it up in here whether or not the politicians were involved. I don't think that they were. I have to believe that they're not that stupid. And the paper trail doesn't go that deep. But who knows? More than likely not. But we'll see. I think more will keep kind of seeping out as he starts to get in there and he starts to sing. You know, he starts to kind of give it. Only mention? Well, let me see semi-auto. I'll see if it's in there. So, I know Scotty had a lot of opinions on it last night. I think it's one of those things that it's just going to keep coming out. It's just going to keep coming out and keep bleeding out to the surface. But man, it's interesting. It's such an interesting time, and it's very interesting to see this stuff kind of playing out and permeating to the surface and playing out and permeating to the surface. That's awesome too, kids. And maybe you guys want to chime in. But I don't think for 1 second, and I don't put it past anybody involved with this, the two personal trainer and everybody else, there was definitely some planning. There was definitely some thought process behind this, albeit maybe not too much. But there was some attempted thinking put into it. But then when celebrities come out like Cardi B and certain people, and they badmouth the Chicago PD, and they badmouth the work of the investigators, that I have an issue with. I won't believe cops just because. That's not going to be good enough. And I think that's a real shame. But right now, everybody's going to try and grab headlines. Everybody's going to try to grab attention. It's the State of the Union. Well, they've been calling out cops for a long time. Cassie, that's been going on forever. You know, the 2A Kid says the celebrities are for entertainment and that's all, and they should stay out of politics. They'll argue, 2A Kids, that they have a platform. They'll argue that they have fans. They'll argue that they have freedom of speech. What I'm getting at, 2A Kids, and I know you're somewhat new to my stuff on here, is we live in an era where it's attention at all costs. It's attention no matter what. I have to get attention. No, Cardi B's calling the Chicago PD names. So Cardi B had a tweet. I'll read it to you guys so we don't get the facts wrong. I like to get the facts as close to right as humanly possible, at least within the best of our ability to research. So Cardi B came out and said this. I have it right here. She was disappointed. She did say he ruined Black History Month. But she also said that she wasn't prepared to trust the cops. I don't think it's so much agenda, but agenda does play into it. I think we're in a time where I'm going to replace it with another A word, where it's attention. He did fake his own beatdown. I think that's undisputable now. his alleged beatdown. I don't think it's necessarily agenda, guys. I think what it is it's attention at all costs. I think that's the greater issue. I think a lot of it proliferates from social media. I think a lot of it proliferates from how to grab headlines. Because how else do you get the news? How else do you make news? And I think we live in an era where it's attention at all costs. And I think that's where we're at. I'm going to check the Condition 1 post and see how it's doing. But that's where I think we're at. I think people want attention at all costs. How can I get attention? They're projecting now, since Jussie was caught lying. Yeah, the two Nigerians were big guys. They were jacked. There's no doubt about that. One was supposedly his personal trainer. At least we got that much. That one was his personal trainer. So we got that much. All right, I see a bunch of tags, everything under Condition 1. If you want to win the case, I'm giving away a case. Head over to Condition 1. It's a 16-inch medium carrying case from Condition 1. It's a $100 value. Protects against dust, dirt, moisture, collision, scratches, dents, and general abuse. Head over to Condition 1 and head over to my last post. Comment and tag. If you want to win 3 Mission First Tactical Mags, the new ones, share the YouTube on your Facebook and tag me. It's that simple. So, it's that simple. Coming back to that whole premise of attention at all costs, I think it's very common today. It's more common than people think. It goes on at low levels. It goes on at high levels. I think you have to be careful. You got to be careful who you get shacked up with, because clearly those guys got shacked up with the wrong guy, and they sing like canaries. Man, did they sing. They got in that room with the cops, and the cops were like, tell us what happened, and they said, we'll tell you everything. They sold him out cheap. He was, I think they alleged they were paid $4,000. $4,000. It's not enough. It's not enough. And if it was them, and they laid the whole plan out to the police, he could face charges. He could face some level of charges. Theoretically. It's just not enough, Mark. If you're gonna commit a crime like that, you're gonna stage a crime. That's not even enough to go down to Florida for 2 weeks and hide. That's not enough. Just tagged you on Facebook. First streamed, I tuned in, and I'm enjoying it. Awesome, Will. Awesome. Appreciate it. But they did admit to buying the rope. So the rope they admitted to buying the rope. They admitted to being paid. What the extent of what they gave the cops, we won't know. That'll come out. We're not going to know that. They still have... I'm sure they're just investigating right now how they're going to approach Jussie, because he hasn't sat down with them just yet, with the police, at least to my knowledge. The attorneys said he hasn't. I know the attorneys were in contact with the police. But I'm sure more will keep coming out, and more will keep coming out, and more will keep coming out. And that'll be pretty clear. As more does come out, it'll be clearer and clearer. And we'll see kind of how that all plays into this and everything else. I don't think it goes higher than this. I don't think there's huge... should he face jail time or not's the $1 million question. I think him facing jail time would set an awesome precedent. But Semi-Auto Kid, I think I think this is rampant. I think that this whole behavior is rampant. I think more often than not, almost all the time, people are trying to get attention on a level that is insane. Insane. And the level to which they're trying to grab attention and what they're willing to do to get the attention is what's flat out scary. This guy staged a crime. He staged a crime. Not just a crime. A hate crime. To make himself look vulnerable, weak, sympathetic, whatever. To me, that's insane. It's not just scary, it's sad. That's true. But what's scary about it is the why. Semi-Auto Kid, this was a successful guy, albeit a B actor, but a successful guy who had a successful singing career and exactly, Cali Guns. This was a successful guy. And this should tell you something. So if you think people are not doing this on a lower level, you're crazy. Crazy. Of course they are. Albeit not to the same extent. But of course they are. Of course. It doesn't necessarily make it federal. It's still going to probably stay a local investigation, Cassie. Because there's no getting into the whole, did the letter cross state lines and all that. It'll still be a local crime. I think it's going to stay there because of where the crime actually occurred. And it's not like it's wire fraud or anything like that. But is he faking to be gay to get that role? That's an interesting one. I don't know. It just depends how deep this goes, Semi-Auto Kid. And it depends how deep this whole thing could be. But I don't put shit past anybody. I don't put shit past anybody today. I've been around too long and I've seen it all. I've seen it. I wouldn't put shit past anybody. I'm telling you guys, the amount of staging, publicity stunting, it's rampant. It's rampant. It's being talked about all over the place. All over the news, Joe Rogan, everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. People do things to get that, to capture that heightened sense of, I'm going to get my time. I'm going to get my sympathy. I'm going to get my attention. I'm going to get the news. I'm going to get something. I'm going to get something. Because that's what I'm owed. I want something. And it's crazy. It's crazy. But I don't put it past anybody. And I sure as shit wouldn't put it past an actor. I don't know what you guys think, but we're going into a scary time. And I think it's a sign of the time. I do. Because this person felt the only way he could get attention was to do what he did. You can't put anything past a kid that did something like that. 2 white guys jumped me, put a rope around my neck, and screamed MAGA. You got to be kidding me. Sounds like he wanted a rave war. I don't know if he said they were white from the get-go. I think he said they were wearing masks, Semi-Auto Kid. I believe it was masks. Originally, it was said that they were Nigerian. They are born in the U.S., I believe, now, too. I believe. I know they're definitely U.S. citizens. But I think, as I keep telling you guys, get past all that. Get past all that. Think deeper. And I don't know that it was to start a race war. I don't know that that was the intention. Get deeper than that. His goal was to get attention. His goal was to get attention. And he's getting it. He's getting it. Here we go. As a society, we are desensitized. So much drama must be more over the top to grab a headline. Exactly. Mark is starting to get where my head's at. Thank you, Mark. Tap hearts for Mark. Mark's starting to get it. We're in an era where it's got to be extreme. Everything is extreme. You can't have one slice of pizza. You have to have 15 slices. It's got to be extreme. Yeah, but I don't know, Cassie, if they ever said they were white. That might have been briefly touched on. Briefly. Thanks, Will, for switching to YouTube. He said he was losing the audio on IG. If you lose the audio on IG, head over to YouTube. It'll be a little crisper. He did say that. He called the N-word. So maybe, yeah. But I heard masks. That was what I heard, was they were wearing masks. If we get 20 people in here, I'm going to give the case away. So tap hearts, we get 12. So keep working on it. I don't know. And head over to the pages and enter. Because I'm going to pick a winner from either my page or theirs. But I think the problem, I think Mark started to touch on it. Derek, I'd love to get you in on this. We're talking about the Jussie Smollett thing. It talks about a deeper issue, though. I think it's about the attention. And I think it's about grabbing the headlines. And I think it's about getting attention any way that he can. We'll get Derek in here for his 2 cents. Hopefully he's got a good connection. Let's see. Savage Siracote weighing in. There he is.
What's happening?
Where are you? At a rock concert?
No, we're at MJ's local bar having some food.
So, do you want to give, while we're not interrupting dinner, do you want to give your quick snapshot on the Jussie Smollett thing?
No.
So,
what's going on? Tell me about it.
So, to give you some insight, he's the guy who staged the attack on himself.
Oh, the racist thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about it.
But what I'm trying to explain to everybody is I don't necessarily think it's about race, and I don't necessarily think it's about politics. I think it's about the growing trend to be as extreme as you can be to get headlines and get attention and get news and get publicity, and everything has to be over the top now.
Sounds like every gun bunny that I've ever seen in my entire life.
I think it's a deeper problem, Derek, and I think it's something, we've seen proliferate in so many different areas in so many different ways. I think everybody feels the need to be more over the top, more. Everything has to be over. So this guy got so crazy, he went to a hardware store, bought a rope, hired two personal trainers to beat him up, and claimed he got beat up while he was getting his Subway sandwich. His Subway sandwich. Now, the funny joke I heard was nobody's beating anybody up for a Subway sandwich. Maybe you'll slap someone around for some Jimmy John's, but not Subway.
Yep.
But let me ask you this. You're a guy who's on social media. You got a following. People pay attention. I think it's just a growing trend that people have to be over the top to get attention and to get news.
They try. Sorry, they try to go out of their way just to gain traction, and do stupid things.
Should he be arrested for it if it comes out that it's fake? All of it?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Filing a false police report?
Why is it okay for someone to play a race card?
I don't think it has anything to do with race. I honestly don't.
You don't think so?
No. I think he tried to throw that in there. He tried to create the perfect crime. But I don't think it has a lot to do. I just think he wanted attention any way he could get it. I have a hard time believing, a very hard time believing, that this guy went into this thinking, I'm going to hit the trifecta. It's like going to the track in Jersey, right? And the guy's trying to hit the quinilla. He's like, I'm going to get them for race, for bigotry, for, lynching, beat up, stole my food, I'm a gay oppressed man, I'm going to get it all.
I mean, the fact that he went out of his way to pull all those BS cards there, he should just get locked up for that, because that's just stupid and childish.
Now, the reason I think the motivator, and I'll let you go back to dinner, the reason I think the motivator is, it has nothing to do, Knox, I don't think it has anything to do with race and politics. I think he played on those things, but this is a successful guy. Albeit he's a B actor, and he's a B singer.
What do you think his motive was for doing that?
Attention.
But if he's already a popular guy, you think that he was trying to just pull more attention?
Nobody wants to be Kathy Griffin. Nobody wants to be D-list. He wants to be A-list. So in today's day and age with social media and everything else, you're not going to get the reach, the following, the headlines unless...
He just wanted to be a headline.
He wanted to be a headline.
Yeah, he wanted to be a CNN skit.
He wanted to be a CNN skit. He wanted to be a headline. He wanted to capture attention.
Yep.
And to me, that's like, I don't think he was doing this for the greater good of race and Democrats, because you can't be that stupid. That's like me and you saying, we're going to strap ourselves in dynamite and run into a Democratic presidential candidate's building or some shit for the greater good of the Republican Party. That's not. That's radicalism. We're not radical. People don't do that. Not here.
People make me sick, man.
So that's where I think it is. I think this is a guy who wanted to keep working. Dynamite. This is a guy who wanted to keep working and wanted to keep his name at the top of that headline. He wanted people to know his name.
He tried to pull a fast one during, obviously, all these crazy things going on in the media,
It's a way to grab headlines.
Yeah.
All right.
Listen, we should all start making up stories to grab the headlines,
I think it's rampant. I think any way you can get attention, any way humanly possible, people do it. We see it every single day. We see it every day.
Yep.
So, I'm going to let you go back to dinner.
No, we're done. We're just hanging out now. Just having a few drinks. That's all. I'm drinking ginger ale. Can't drink, so.
Don't drink. You drink, you stink. You booze, you lose. You booze, you
I had a long
lose.
night at the shop anyway, so I literally just got done like 45 minutes ago, so.
Well, give me a shout later.
Give you a what?
Give me a shout later.
All right. Have fun.
I'll talk to you later.
Killing it, John.
So,
Later, buddy.
there you have it. There you have it. I think it had a lot more to do with attention. I think it had a lot more to do with attention. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Yeah, there's better audio here. Tyrese Grant, I don't know you. So, if we get 20 people, I'm going to give away a Condition 1 case. A case from Condition 1. I don't get the 20 people in here, we're not giving away the case. Thanks everyone for joining. Appreciate it. Please head over to YouTube if you're having trouble with the audio. Don't hesitate to head over to YouTube. If you head over to YouTube, tap thumbs up and share, and I'll give you 3 Mission First Tactical mags. Come over and say hi. Just tag me so I know you did it. You know, I don't think it was about race, and I certainly don't think it was for the greater glory of the Democratic Party. I don't believe that shit for a second, guys. And if you do, you're crazy. In my opinion, you're crazy. That's my opinion, because it's just doesn't make sense. Doesn't pass the sniff test. What's up, Texas Guns and Ammo? Doesn't pass the sniff test. We're giving away a Condition 1 case. Head over to Condition 1, comment and tag. Head over to my last post, comment and tag. We'll pick a winner if we get 20 people in here. I don't think it's crazy, Cassie. I don't think you're necessarily crazy, but I think it's deeper. We've seen publicity stunts. We've seen people do this on a low level. You of all people. He gathered all the relevant cards. He put all the right pieces in place, but I think the deep motivator, okay, there's always a deeper motivator. How's that problem with politics and race? Yeah, I don't think he was necessarily doing it for the greater good of race relations or the greater negative. You know, what's up, Condor Slope Operator? Faith, Family, and Firearms sent a request to be in. You know what? It's your lucky night. Let me see. Let me see if I know you. Do I know you? Who are you, Faith, Family, and Firearms? Well, he backtracked. I don't know him. So, Cassie, I don't think you're wrong. But I don't necessarily think that was the be and end all. I don't think that was the grand, plan. I don't think it was just about, I'm going to start a race war or anything like that. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. But there's got to be more to it. It had to be deeper. I think it was a career move, ultimately a bad career move, no matter how you slice it now, because he's put so many things in question. But I think he was motivated by so many deeper factors. I think that was the kindling. That was a little bit of the gas on the fire. But it wasn't the number one reason. It wasn't even close, in my opinion. It's going to kick me off Instagram, guys. Here's what I'm going to do. It's going to kick me off Instagram, and I'm going to sign out and sign back on and give you guys one more chance to get the case. Think the sympathy's fading fast? Absolutely. So Knox NRA trainer, it was definitely self-serving, but if you play the race card, gay bashing, and politics, it's going to get him a shit tons of attention and sympathy. Absolutely. Absolutely, Knox. Those were just kind of like the smoldering flames. Those were the smoldering flames. But I don't think that was necessarily the big motivator. I don't think that was going to be his big deal. Technology and media ain't going to let anybody get away. That's absolutely right, Condor. That's a good point. Where's the smoking gun? There's always a smoking gun. There's always something. That's why when people come out, the truth, it kind of seeps out. It gets out there. It comes out. So I think this was a big bullshit thing. So I hope everybody kind of understands that. Semi-Auto Kid, if you want to type up the contest rules again, I'll pin them. So here's the deal. What's going to be the repercussion? Obviously, his career will suffer. Obviously, everything in between is going to suffer. He's going to take enormous backlash from the community. He's probably going to have a hard time finding work. Someone always willing to pay more for your secrets than you did to keep them. That's true. That's true. What's up, Faith, Family, and Firearms? There's always somebody willing to pay more for the secrets, but the truth has a way of coming out. But I think this is a deeper, deeper thing here. It's a deeper, scarier thing. And the deeper and the scarier is the craving to have that self-serving gain. So, we answered all the questions with the Jussie Smollett controversy part 1 and 2. We've kind of dealt with it. We're giving away a Condition 1 case. If we get 20 people in, we'll give the case away. Whoever types it up, if you go to my last post or head over, there it is. Now, changing gears for a second, we talked briefly about Nancy Pelosi and kind of her goals with gun control. We touched on that. I did a couple podcasts. I had some questions. I did a couple podcasts and I did a live on how to start YouTube and how to do that stuff. And a lot of that stuff, guys, if you go back and watch some of the past ones, that was all questions I was getting. I was getting inundated with questions about how to start these things and how to do these things. So I got into some of that and I answered it. Go back and check out those old episodes. People love to see people taken down. Just listen to Joe Rogan podcast about social media. Absolutely, Knox. If you go back and listen to Joe's interview with Plinker, with Harris, any of those guys, they talk about this. Social media has become the kind of, how can I have that I'm going to tear down mentality, you know? And it's a growing, it's a vicious trend on social media. There's a lot of people that are not so positive. It's a growing trend. That's a great point. So if you guys do check out some of Joe's podcasts, and he has way better experts on than I'll ever be on it, it's just a growing trend. You know, we call it like they're like, you know, like the Tiki Torch crowd. Let's get them. And that's what people want to harness. They want to point the finger. It's a growing trend. It's not that uncommon. And it's happening. Let's get him so they don't get me. And that's why the backlash from this will be pretty severe. And it should be. Because, you know, people give people the benefit of the doubt. People give people a chance. I think he got heard in the beginning, but just the cracks were too big. Too many cracks. And that's where it is. But if you listen to Joe, yeah, he gets into it. And you listen to some of his stuff. I want to thank all the sponsors, Kenzies Optics, Taurus USA, Riton Optics, and of course Crossbreed Holsters. Can't thank all those guys enough. Awesome dudes. I want to take a minute and thank Renee from Bravo Concealment. He usually pops in, sends some people over. He's awesome. Big fan of Renee's. He's doing a great job. That's a guy who's awesome. We had Derek from Savage Cerakote chiming in. Interesting. And we heard everybody's opinions on the Jussie Smollett issue. Interesting story. Very interesting. If you take a minute and you share the YouTube onto Facebook and you tag me, until I run out of these magazines, the first few winners are going to get a few of these 30-rounder Mission First Tactical mags. An old pile. If you take a minute, to comment and tag under my last post and under Condition 1 Cases post, you'll have a chance to win a Condition 1 case. It's a nice one. It's a $100 value. I'll take a look, Will. I'm going to pick the first 3. I know Mark was one of them. I'm going to have to take a look. It's not a big deal. It's 3 max. Don't get all twisted. I'll find 3 winners. So, if we don't get 20 people in here, I'm not going to give the case away. I'd like to see a few more people in here. So if you share it, we'll have a chance. Beyond that, everybody, we've had some interesting developments in the sports world. A few things. Antonio Brown's going to be on the market. People are talking about the Patriots jumping in on that. That could be interesting. Could create for interesting atmosphere. We'll see. We'll see how that shakes out. But my page is Chris Carter on Facebook. I want to address the freebies, guys. I want to address the freebies for a second. I say this laughingly. I'm going to address a couple things. To all you guys. If you have a page dedicated towards free stuff, if it's a page totally dedicated towards free stuff, you got to get a life. You've got to get a life. You have to. Enough is enough. If you have a page that all you do is troll gauze, you need to stop. And that's part of the reason why I kind of get disenchanted with doing them. And if you win a giveaway, and Cassie, you're one of the best at this. If you win a giveaway, I love doing the giveaways for you guys. I love giving stuff back to you guys. You know, if somebody wants to fly here, I'll give you half the apartment full of stuff. Here's the deal. You have to, God trolls. You have to relax and give the companies time to ship the stuff. You won it. It's free. You didn't order it online. Within like 2 days, and I'm not talking about you, Semi-Auto, within 2 days I get people that are like looking for tracking numbers and everything else. If you harass the companies that I invite into the gauze, they're not going to want to do it again. You know, some of the big winners in the past, like Cassie, they're more than patient. Yeah, you got to be patient. Most of you guys in here are good, and you actually do a good job helping me police the people that aren't so good. People got to relax. You get people that chase people down for T-shirts and for stuff. Like, I ship stuff out on Thursdays, you know, and if people don't give me their addresses, I don't chase them. No, you're fine, Semi-Auto. I'm just picking on you because you're a good sport and you can take it. It's free. And some of these companies, you got to give them a minute. They're not a priority. You know, everybody, hits them up and bangs on them and is like, where's my tracking? Where's this? Where's that? You're going to get your prize. If Cassie knows me, if you come to me and you say, hey, it's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Cassie, you know how I am. I'm going to be like, all right, let me deal with it. Let me get involved. But if it's been a week, be patient. Be patient, be understanding. They'll take care of you. Shout out, take care of the companies. And when I don't give stuff away, like tonight I want to give the case away. I'll only give it away if we get 20 people. That's not an unreasonable request. You know? That's not unreasonable. You know? So, to any contest winners or future contest winners, especially you guys, and I say it to you guys in here because I'm trying to police the process, and you guys help me sometimes police the process and set the tone. Be patient. Be patient. Be understanding. Don't rush it. Relax. It'll get there. I promise. And I will get involved if it does reach a point where it's a little obnoxious. And Cassie knows what I'm talking about. So, to touch on sports real quick, yes. We have some people that are becoming free agents. We have some stuff moving around, especially in the NFL. And we have some people potentially getting traded. And we're going to see how this shakes out with Antonio Brown and where he's going to go. And I think everybody's waiting on that because he's going to set the tone for the offseason. So that'll be fun. I thought I'd have to bring that up at the very least, considering we're bringing up some stuff that's news. I appreciate everyone tapping hearts, and I appreciate everyone sharing. What do you think they can actually get for Antonio Brown? Knox, my opinion, depending on how that contract looks, and I don't know how that contract looks. I don't. I think he's a first and third round pick. I don't know, Will. When you have 6 rings, people tend to figure it out around him. Second round at the most, no. He's a 1-3 all day. He's a 1-3. He's a guy who changes a team. He's a first and third. Let me see what they're projecting. Steel and gauze. What is Antonio Brown worth in a trade? It doesn't matter about the legal problems. He's a game changer. So the Steelers would have to eat $21 million if he's not on the team. So they're going to want to try to make up for that. Amari Cooper was a first round pick. The trade to get Amari Cooper was a first, a third, and a 6th round pick. 2 first round picks for Joey Galloway back when he was traded. And Antonio Brown's a next level guy. In 2005, the Minnesota Vikings traded Randy Moss to the Oakland Raiders for the number 7 overall pick. So let's look at that for a second. In 2005, Randy Moss was a bona fide Hall of Famer. He was a Hall of Famer. He was right on the line, probably. After 2007 with the Patriots, that's it. You know, he was as good as gold. And Randy Moss was coming off a season where he only caught 49 passes. Brown just come off a season where he caught 104 balls for 1,200 yards. Doesn't matter, Knox. Antonio Brown will be a Hall of Famer. Antonio Brown is a stud. A stud. You want me to put it in perspective for you? And I think I'm being kind, saying a first and a third. And the reason I say a first and a third is because of the cap hit probably with his contract and the way his contract's set up. And that's getting off easy. Tap hearts, Cassie. I'm going to just read off some stats. Antonio Brown came into the league in 2010. And it's at the end of 2018. Okay? I'm going to read off his last 5 years. I'm going to read off his last 5 years. and then I'll let you guys decide. So going back to 2013, Antonio Brown has 110, 129, 136, 106, 101, 104 receptions. Okay? Yards: 1499, 1698, 1834, 1284, 1533, 1297. Okay? The games he's played in: 16, 16, 16, 15, 14, 15. Yards receiving: 13.6, 13.2, 13.5, 12.1, 15.2, 12.5. Touchdowns: 8, 13, 10, 12, 9, 15. Pretty significant. Pretty significant. To put it in even more perspective, he's a 7-time Pro Bowler. Okay? 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Pro Bowl. It's Knox. You're not understanding. The market's weak. The market's weak. It's a weak market. If they trade him, and the Steelers have to eat that, that's what they're going to want. Okay? At this point in his career, using Pro Football Reference, at this point in where his career is at, and you know how they do this on Pro Football Reference, I know you already know. They do the comparisons of where he's at career-wise and how he's projecting. So, to put it in perspective, career-wise, he's compared to Julio Jones, Bob Hayes, Herman Moore, Lance Allworth, Chad Johnson, Sterling Sharp, Roddy White, Rod Smith, Calvin Johnson. It's pretty good company. Terrell Owens, Hall of Famer. Lance Allworth, Hall of Famer. Bob Hayes, Hall of Famer. Randy Moss, Hall of Famer. That's who he's compared to. So, he's got the numbers. In my opinion, and I don't think it's far-fetched, he's at the very least a first and third pick. At the least, what he's worth. And again, it depends more on his contract, how his contract is set up. So, I would have to have a better understanding where he's at. And that's what I think. In recent years, people aren't willing to give up multiple first-rounders unless it's spread out over years, but even then that becomes rare. So, what that translates into is probably something like a first and third. QBs are not harder to find. They're not. Quarterbacks are not harder to find. We're coming off one of the most QB-rich drafts so, give you an idea, QBs are not harder to find. And I'll tell you why. The QB draft that had Jared Goff in it. Okay? I believe it was 2018. Had Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, and that was 2018. Pretty decent draft. 2017, Patrick Mahomes, Mitchell Trubisky, Deshaun Watson. 2016, Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Paxton Lynch, Dak Prescott, Jacoby Brissett's still in there. He's still around. We're coming off some good drafts, is my point. We're coming off some good QB drafts. In each of those drafts, I'm going to go back over them, and I'm going to pick out two guys that are still pretty fucking good. In 2016, there's no question, Jared Goff and Carson Wentz. Pretty good. Dak Prescott, pretty good. There's three in 2016. Right? In 2017, Patrick Mahomes, Mitchell Trubisky, Deshaun Watson. There's three. So there's six guys right there I just named. 2018, Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Baker Mayfield. There's three more. So there's 9 guys. Knox, that's a third of the league. There's 32 teams. 9, 18, 27. That's a third of the league in the last 3 drafts. And some of those guys are pretty good. They're pretty good. So we're coming off some pretty QB-rich drafts. Okay? I'm just saying. The receiver classes, I don't even recognize the names. I don't even know who they are. We haven't had a good receiver class in a while. We haven't had a good receiver class in a while. I'm going to read off. Yeah, but he's starting. But he's starting. You're missing my point. He's a starter, and he's decent. He's decent. He's serviceable. He almost took that team to the playoffs. 2016 wide receiver draft class. Okay? Corey Coleman. Josh, I never even heard of the guy. Laquan Treadwell. Sterling Shepard. Michael. I've never heard of these guys. 2017. I've never even heard of them. 2017. Corey Davis, Mike Williams, John Ross, Zay Jones, Curtis Samuel, Cooper Kupp, Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju Smith's the only one I've heard of. 2018. 2018 wide receiver draft class. Let's see if I can even get a name. I don't even recognize any of these people. I don't. Calvin Ridley. Cortland Sutton. DJ Moore. DJ Moore, I know the name. But the point is, there's nobody. There's nobody. Nobody. Smith-Schuster could be pretty good. But that's... You see what I just did, though? In the last 3 years, I read off 3 classes. We found 9 guys that were starters. 9 guys that were starters at quarterback. So we've had some really good quarterback-rich drafts. Anytime you can pull 3 guys from each draft that are starters, that's pretty good. When you have, I don't know 3 guys out of the last 3 years that are starting at wide receiver. It's a tougher position right now to fill. I'm sure he did. Julio gets double covered every time. He should. Go look at how many touchdowns Edelman gets. It's like 0. It's like 0 touchdowns. It's like none. Because they go in the red zone and he's triple covered. Him and Gronk. Him and Gronk get over under all the time. High low. It's just the way it is. But he kills you between the lines. You haven't had a good draft class, I believe. 2015, they're saying, was a bust. There's a whole article on it. That was the White Perman Dorsett. Yep. Mari Cooper. Mari Cooper was in that one. But they're saying that draft class was a bust. Let me see if I can find 2014. Sammy Watkins. That was the year. Odell Beckham, Sammy Watkins. That was the good year. Brendan Cooks. 2014 was the last good draft classes. That's not true, Knox. You know that's not true. Most wide receivers come out in the late rounds. That's not true. That's not true. They come out in the first two, sometimes three. And the Patriots have drafted multiple tight ends in the first 3 rounds. They come out in the first 3 rounds most of the time. But that's not entirely true. In 2014, the draft was Sammy Watkins, Mike Evans, Odell Beckham, Brendan Cooks, Marquise Lee, Kelvin Benjamin, Cody Lattimore, and Devontae Adams. All pretty good. That was a good class. So if you head over to Condition 1 cases and my last post, comment, and tag, I'll give away the case if we get 20 people in here. I'm going to give it 10 more minutes. We're talking a little football. I'm debating with Knox. But I'm telling you, I think Antonio Brown's worth more than you think he is, more than you're giving him credit for, just because the market's so dry. The market's super dry. And it is what it is. So, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the market is usually dictated by how available people are. And there's just not a lot of availability out there. There's just not. I'll put it in perspective for you, Knox. Ready? Let me put it in perspective. Brandon Cooks. Okay. Brandon Cooks. Good receiver. Not like this insanely great receiver. He's a good receiver. Let me give you his stats. Brandon Cooks, the last couple of years since 2016, has 78, 65, and 80 receptions. He's a 1,000-yard guy. He's a 1,000-yard guy. Right? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. He's not great. He's pretty good. Okay? The New England Patriots acquired Brandon Cooks in 2017 for a 4th-round draft pick from New Orleans and for a 2017 first-round pick and a 2017 third-round pick. Let me read that back to you. Okay? The New England Patriots acquired wide receiver Brandon Cooks March 11, 2017. Okay? 2017 4th-round pick, a 2017 first-round pick, and a 2017 third-round pick. Because he's been traded twice. The Los Angeles Rams acquired Brandon Cooks in a 2018 4th-round pick from the New England Patriots for a 1st and 6th-round draft choice. That's Brandon Cooks. The guy catches 40 to 50 less receptions than AB. and has about 500 less yards on average. And it's not what you think he's worth. It's what he is worth. Okay? Brandon Cooks is a very tradable commodity because he's right in that wheelhouse. He's right in that perfect wheelhouse. But that's Brandon Cooks. So a first and a fourth was basically his market. Okay? What do you think AB is going to be worth? Even with all the bullshit. I think at the least he's a first and a third. And there may be a conditional for another first. I don't know. A lot of it depends on that contract. Brandon Cooks was in a very good place contract-wise. He didn't sign his big contract until just recently. In 2018, Brandon Cooks signed a 5-year, $80 million contract. Okay? Thanks, Cassie. So, that's kind of where that's at. You're welcome to debate it with me, but once we throw some facts in there, you got to be real. So, somebody said Jussie is innocent. He's innocent, all right. If you haven't already, please head over to iTunes and leave a 5-star review. And if you don't have iTunes, please head over to Podbean. Head over to Podbean and download the podcast. I appreciate it. It means a lot. So, I think AB is worth at least a first and third rounder. If you want me to give away the Condition 1 case, tap the paper airplane and invite people in. Well, we'll see what happens, but when he goes to the second rounder, I'm going to give you shit. You can give me shit. I'm just trying to give you perspective of what the market is. If people are willing to spend a first and a fourth rounder for Brandon Cooks, and Brandon Cooks is not AB, what do you think they're going to pay for AB? What's up, Action Targets? Yeah, it's better on YouTube. So, you can give me shit, but that's our little sports talk minute there. But I'm telling you, the trade value and the value of Antonio Brown is higher than you think, even with all his bullshit. And of course they're going to come out with stories that his trade value is dropping. He's a $25 million cap hit. He's a $20 million cap hit just to the Steelers, even if he's not on the roster. So of course the Steelers are going to want some decent compensation. I think he goes for a first and a third rounder and a provisional first or second rounder. If he's on the roster or he's re-signed after the year. That's what I think. But if I'm him, I would consider going to like a Patriots because he could go there and they could rent him for a year and he's not a big cap hit. What's up, Devin? He's not a big cap hit. They can rent him for a year, make a big splash with him, and go from there. It's nice to talk football, though. Change it up. We don't have to talk about guns or politics or Jussie Smollett. So, it's fun. But hopefully everybody takes a minute, heads over to YouTube, tap the thumbs up. If you want to win the Condition 1 case, I'm going to take a look at the pages now. Tap that paper airplane and invite people in here, and I'll see what I can do. But we got to do way better than the amount of people in here. We can talk about prepping. We can do a whole episode on prepping, Cassie, next. All right, Cassie, we'll do some prepping tomorrow. How many comments? Let's see. I'm heading over to Condition 1 cases. I'm going to make a... Yeah, we can talk prepping tomorrow. If you tap hearts, tap paper airplane, invite people in, maybe I'll give away the case. Let's see. I'm in the mood. Thanks, Devin. Let me see my last post. 101. Prepare. Thanks, Devin. If you head over to YouTube and share, I was giving away magazines. I have to see if I already have enough winners, but I was giving away some mags. So, you can never be too prepared. Never be too prepared. So, I don't know. Sports-wise, I think AB's worth more. So you want to talk prepping tomorrow? We'll talk. How's this? I'll make a deal with you guys. Make a deal. We've had some good people in here, and it's gone well. Tomorrow we'll talk prepping. Everybody bring your notes. Be prepared. We'll talk prepping. I want some people to be prepared to go live. I'm going to put you on the spot. Tomorrow we'll talk prepping, and we'll give the case away. And everybody who entered today will be eligible tomorrow, and you'll have a leg up on everybody that enters tomorrow. But we have to get more people in, okay? I'll add some goodies to the case. Maybe I'll even toss in a gun. And we'll talk prepping. Let me know if you have a deal. Give me 2 or 3 thumbs ups or deals, and we'll do that. And we'll talk prepping tomorrow. Tomorrow's topic will be prepping. But I want people to be, sounds like a plan, I want people to be prepared. Bring your notes. Bring your notes. Thumbs up from Knox. If you give me one more thumbs up, I'll go with it. And we'll talk prepping. And everybody who has entered today, you know my word counts, will be entered tomorrow. You don't have to be in here. We'll be all entered. All right. You're not going live, that's fine. But be prepared. I want notes. Tomorrow's topic will be prepping. And I want to know what's in your prep bag. What's in your bug out bag? How about that? Everybody thumbs up. The notes are on prepping. I don't have a bug out bag, I have a bug out car. Devin, you can have a prep bag if you want one. You might not have as much in it as other people. So, here's the deal, guys. We determined a few things tonight. Jussie Smollett, not a good look. That's 1. 2, AB, Antonio Brown's worth more than Knox thinks he's worth. Condition 1, we owe them a big thank you for giving a case. Put that in your stories. If you put in your stories, I might even pick you. I might pick someone tonight still. If you put in your stories and thank Condition 1, I'll consider picking you. Thank Condition 1 cases. Condition 1 in your story. Tomorrow, bring your notes on the bug out bag. Yeah, Knox, I'm giving you a hard time. I'll let you debate it another time, but I'm telling you he's worth more than you're trying to say a future Hall of Famer is worth like a 3rd rounder. It never goes that way. Trust me. Guy's making $20 million. You want to trade him for a bag of pucks, a bucket of balls. Yeah, tomorrow we'll talk prepping and preppers and the mindset of prepping. We'll get into all that. I'll take some notes on it. I got to put some stuff together. I got to give out some mags. I got to find you guys that tagged. I got these Mission First Tactical. Big thank you to Mission First Tactical. Make sure you thank them. We'll make sure we give a big thank you to Mission First Tactical. I want to thank the sponsors and thank all you guys. If you head over to YouTube, all you guys, please take a minute to tap thumbs up and share. Take a minute to head over to iTunes. If you head over to iTunes, download the John Bartolo Show, the podcast. Please tap 5 stars and leave a 5-star review. It's greatly appreciated. If you head over to Podbean, take a minute. Kyle Van Noy. Take a minute to head over to Podbean and download the show. Guys, when you do all this stuff or you participate or help me out, it's huge. It means a lot. Okay? Make sure you head over to YouTube, tap the thumbs up on a few of the episodes, leave some comments. Leave some comments and share them on your Facebook. It's not cheesy to do it. Share them on your Facebook. Say, it's a cool episode. I liked it. Whatever. I appreciate it. Thank you to Kenzies Optics, Riton Optics, Taurus USA, and Crossbreed Holsters. Thank you to all of them. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. We appreciate them. We appreciate them for donating. And Condition 1 cases for donating the case. Means a lot. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everyone commenting and tagging. Thank you. We're going to sign off. Always entertaining. Appreciate all you guys. Keep commenting, tagging. Keep sharing the posts. Appreciate everybody. And thanks for tuning in. We are signing off.